I think certainly in a lot of the postgraduate work I do, there isn't such a rigid relationship. You know, he is the lecturer or the professor, and he is the, you know, he is the little student. No, it's a much more, it's a really even relationship. It's like we're working together, you know, at all levels. Even with undergraduate students, even in a lecture setting, we try to keep things fairly informal.
I found particularly undergraduate students very, very motivated and also very intelligent. It probably depends on what university you end up, but the amount of preparation I had to do compared to the AUC in Cairo is a lot more. So they're quite demanding, quite challenging.
They do know where the boundaries lie at some extent. They know they cannot turn up and expect me to see them unless they have an appointment, unless they email me in advance. But other than that, I think it's a quite relaxed, I would say, a teacher-student experience, a relationship. They find it easy to talk to me. If they have any questions, any problems, they do approach me.
I think it's definitely a good thing to have students from all over the world in the kind of teaching I do, which is mainly focusing on public transport, because the UK is only one case study, and it's great to have people who've worked in, you know, Kuala Lumpur or Bangkok and know how things have worked there, and they face different problems. So that's something you can incorporate in your future work as well, that kind of experience, and then you can use their case studies in future teaching, and there's a lot more lively debate because people are really open to lots of different experiences.
Sometimes you have sort of groups which are a bit more talkative than others, and that's because, for example, in sort of Asian, the Asian environment, so university environment, or I think generally in the culture, it's not very polite to disagree, or sort of you value the teacher as, I don't know, someone very, very high status, and you don't want to contradict or challenge. And that's not the case in England, for example. So it is challenging, I'm saying, just because you need to really find the ways to make sure that everyone got the message. Because if you say, has anyone got any problems with that, and nobody says no, it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone's got it.
I found the interaction between students and staff members much more informal than it is in Poland or in France. And I think that students are treated here more like partners, which I think is a very good approach.
Although I don't like to dress up formally, I think dress is one issue where you can show that there's a certain kind of hierarchical relationship. On the other hand, I think there's nothing wrong with allowing them to call you by your first name, for instance. But it is quite clear that you need to establish some kind of authority, and as far as I can see, the best way of doing it is through expertise.